I'm Arya Schwartz, and welcome to the Winsidr Show, where it's all about the W. This is a special episode with another special guest, a real hooper, averaging 15.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, while shooting 45% from the field, and scoring 20 or more points already 5 times this season. Personally, my favorite story coming out of the college basketball season, and someone I feel like might be flying below the radar for WNBA fans, but most definitely not WNBA scouts. Before we get into today's show, just a quick reminder, Winsidr is fully independent WNBA coverage, and everything we do is supported by listeners like you. If you enjoy what we're doing here, you can help keep it going by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Winsidr. That's patreon.com/Winsidr. With pricing levels for everyone, you're directly supporting the work we put into covering the W year round. We've also got a full team producing great written coverage over at winsidr.com. Plus more content than ever across TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and YouTube. And if you're in the market for WNBA gear, check the affiliate links in the show notes and on winsidr.com. You get to rep the league, and Winsidr gets a little support along the way. Welcome back to the Winsidr Show. We have a good one today. If you don't know my guest, you better catch up. Snudda Collins of Texas Tech, welcome to the show. So excited to have you here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You?
Look, I get to talk to you. I get to pick your mind, an elite basketball mind. But if I can be real for a moment, every year, I was kind of telling you this before, but like every year in college basketball, I feel like there's a few teams, there's a few players that stories, for whatever reason, just take hold of me and turns me into a big fan. And that is you. That is your Lady Raiders. Like, I am so in on this now. Obviously, I'm a little biased. My good friend Rachel Galligan calls the games. So she's been in my ear, like, watch, like all season long. You got to watch. You got to watch. But it has been so much fun. I know you guys have a lot more to do. There's a lot more to this ride, but I just hope you understand how much fun it's been for us to watch you, and I hope you're enjoying the ride.
Absolutely. It is probably the most fun I've had playing basketball in my entire career, if you want to be honest.
That's really cool. Well, I want to kind of rewind the tape a little bit. Let's start from the beginning. How did you fall in love with the game, and how did you hone your craft in your youth?
So when I was around 4, 5-ish, my grandfather, my mom's dad, we used to have these neighbors. There were some guys, they were much older than me, and I used to always want to go out there and play with them. But I was a girl, I was small. And I remember one day he got a basketball goal and put it in his backyard and had me a little spot to play. And I still have videos, and he used to have me out there just shooting. And I remember asking him, I was like, "Can women play this and make money from this?" Because I didn't know, I didn't understand. And he was like, "Yeah, you could do that." And I want to say from that moment forward, it was just like that's what I want to do, and that's all I've done since then. I've played in rec leagues, and then once I got old enough, I joined, a more organized organization. So I mean, that's just been my life since I was 5.
That is so cool. I have a 4-year-old, and he recently turned to me and had this moment of like, wait a second, boys can play basketball? Because all he watches is women's college basketball, the W and Unrivaled. So he had this moment of like, wait, I'm allowed to? This is a thing I can do?
That was
Which
me.
is, yeah, in reverse. That is so cool. That's amazing. Did you play like AU? Were you in like, or like, what were the organized leagues that you were in or whatnot?
So we had a middle school league in my hometown that I joined, and I didn't join the AAU league until maybe my 9th, 10th grade year. It wasn't really a major league. I went to the Southern Stars of Alabama. It just wasn't the right fit for me. And then after that, in Mississippi, it's not really many AAU leagues you can go to that's close. And just with my background, it was just harder for my family to get me out there to more leagues that can expose me to like
Mhm.
other colleges. But I was a part of a league that was in a small town, Mississippi, the Lady Conquerors, Lumberton, Mississippi, and
Okay. Shout out to Lumberton.
it really wasn't that much exposure to that program. I think I was the only one who brought some attention there, but yeah, I didn't really have that much exposure. I just made the right connections and the right people to the right places.
That is so cool. So fast forward to college, you spend some time at Ole Miss, you take some time away, you step away for a little bit. What were you doing? What was your career like at that point? And how did you end up at Texas Tech? Because I think a lot of people who aren't in the know, they look at the years on your stat line and they're like, oh, wait a second, that doesn't line up. So why don't you drop some education on us?
So basically, when I left Ole Miss, that situation, hopefully one day I can get into it, but that situation kind of happened, randomly. I didn't really necessarily know what I was going to do. Obviously, I made some good connections while I was at Ole Miss, and one of those connections was at a car dealership, and I ended up connecting with one of my guys because he sold me a car once before, and ended up telling me to come up there. And I remember going up there like some shorts and a little button-up shirt, and I'm just like, hey, I'm looking for a job. We had a nice little conversation. I didn't even fill out a job application. It was like, yeah, come on, come be a part of our team. And honestly, I grew a family there. They were great people, and I remember seeing that Coach Jada got the Texas Tech job, and I texted her. I was like, congratulations, and not really thinking much of it because at this point, this a whole year has passed, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'll be able to play college basketball. And when she texted me back, she was like, "Thank you. How about you come finish your last year with me?" And I'm like, "Okay, she's joking because there's no way I have a year left." And once I realized she was like serious, it dawned on me. I was like, "Oh wow, like I really have the opportunity to do this." Obviously, prior to that, I'm watching March Madness. I'm like, if I'm actually playing, I wonder like what kind of season I would have had. I was actually missing it. And I remember like once she told me that, it was like something clicked. Like I instantly like went back to my basketball mindset. Like I was ready to get in the gym. I was ready to work out. I even had a coworker at my job. We set up days where we go to the gym together after work. Obviously, he was stronger than me at the time because I had set out for a year. But I want to say from that point on, once she texted me that message and the ball started rolling, I started getting lost.
This is so random, but I have to ask: were you a good car salesman?
Absolutely.
I
I'm
love
in
it.
great relationships with people, so I mean, it was great.
I would be a horrible car salesman, so I just had to ask.
At
No, that's
first,
cool.
it was at first it was a little, shaky, but once you get the groove of things, it got a little easier. So
And how was that like? You make it sound so simple of switching that mindset, that gear, getting back in the gym, getting some reps under you. But like, I've taken a couple weeks off running and getting back in. Like, that's tough. You took a long time off. How was that mentally and physically to get yourself back into that point? Because I mean, not to bury the lead, everyone already knows you're freaking crushing it this season.
mhm.
So like, talk to me about, were you drinking something special, like the water at the dealership or something? Like,
Obviously, it's a mindset, but I mentioned it once before. Me and my wife, we have a little girl, and we just want to have a better life for her, and that's just was my motivation all along. Going through that year, it was a very tough year mentally and obviously physically, and it just I knew coming into this I needed to make a change. And so when I got here, I was probably 120 pounds soaking wet. And I remember talking to them and sitting down with them, letting them know, like, hey, I think I need to like sit out, to get myself back to this physical playing state or whatever. And I remember getting on creatine, taking it every single day, and I would work out, do a weight room workout, and then I'll go to the court, and then I'll do prehab treatment, everything, every single day except for the week. And I want to say I got here in May, and then I only took a week off before season started, and I was working every single day.
that's crazy. But also, like, look, in women's basketball, the year-round grind is a thing, and it can really wear and tear onto your body. So, props to you for taking that time. I'm sure your body's thankful for it. So, I'm
Absolutely.
kind of hopping around all over the place because there's so many ways I want to go with this. But hearing that you take that time off, I'm curious for you. Like, I want you to describe your game, but also, how do you see yourself before that time off and after? Like, did that impact your game? Did you see the game a little differently on the court? Like, how did that go?
I think just me looking back, I think I kind of took the game for granted a little bit. Obviously, the small little things going on in the background, but just for me personally, I think that I took the game for granted. And I knew that once I got back into it, that I wanted to appreciate it more and really use the talent that God gave me. And I think when I was at Ole Miss that I boxed myself in and I didn't really show everybody what I was capable of. Obviously seeing all the success from all the people I played against and all my former friends, I'm just like, I could do the same thing. Like if I put my mind to it, I could do the same exact thing. In high school I was all positions. I wasn't just a shooter, I wasn't just a defender, I was a hooper. And coming into here, that's just what my mindset was, is that I was just going to be a hooper. Like I was going to show coaches everything I could do and not hold myself back.
I love that. What is your favorite part of your game, and what do you want to work on?
My favorite part, obviously my athleticism, being able to shoot over people, driving down the lane, fade away, whatever. The part I would like to work on is probably a little more of my handles, being able to change directions a little quicker, because I won't be able to always straight line drive. So maybe that, just being able to change directions and slow down and speed up.
I love that. I love that you can actually reflect on your game and see places to grow. But also, I mean, we were chatting about this before. When you pull up, it's crazy because like you're hovering there for like a good 3 seconds. I had to make sure it wasn't on like half speed or something. And defenders, they jump up, they drop down. You're still up there. It's ridiculous. Like it's so fun. People gotta watch these highlights. This Texas Tech team is just so fun. They're all in. It feels like a community. It feels like a family. Obviously we see the media, the sidelines, things like that. But what is it like being coached by Coach Gurley on, daily when the cameras aren't on? Like, what are you growing? What are you learning? What are you gleaning?
I mean, for me, I can tell just off rip, just off the type of coach she is. She's not just the X's and O's coach. She really wants to have that relationship with her players, and I think that makes the difference all around. Once you have that understanding with your coach and you have that relationship, then you don't really take things to heart. So, like when it comes to her coaching and her talking to us, I mean, we listen to her, we respect her, and we play for her. So, I mean, that's just basically what it is. I mean, we love her, so we just respond to her because of our relationship with her and how much she care about us.
What has she been the hardest on you in your game? Like, what do you think she's like? Because I get the sense she's that person who like I see where you can grow. I'm gonna
Mhm.
get you to get to that point. So like, what's she trying to push you to be better at?
To get out of my own way.
I
For
love
me,
that.
it's basically she tell me all the time, "Can't nobody stop me but me." I get in my own way sometimes. So that's the biggest thing, just getting out of my own way.
I love that. So what your team is doing this season is huge on an individual level, but also for the school. And it's really special to see what is happening for your team with this school. What's it like being part of, that success and seeing people rally around you?
I don't, and this no shout out to Ole Miss. I really don't. Well, I haven't actually played in a organization where the community has supported a sport as much as Texas Tech has, and I think that definitely plays a part into it. Um, Dang, I lost my train of thought. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
But like, what's it like being part of that team success and like the community around you, the school and everything?
Oh yeah, so yeah, the community, they obviously just having that support, and like I said, that plays a big part in it, and it just means a lot. I mean, like I said, I've never played in front of a crowd that's so supportive or a community that's so supportive. So I mean, it just means a lot to be able to turn this program around and be a part of it,
What
especially
is your
it being 20 years since it has some kind of success. I mean, it's kind of crazy to even think about. So
No, that it's great, and it's so fun to see that happening. And like, I'm from Minnesota, so besides the Lynx, all of our sports teams lose. So when good things happen, we start to get scared.
right,
But what
right.
what is your like pregame ritual? What is something no matter what you have to do before a game?
Well, typically before every single game, I have to take a shower. Like it's like I have to have a reset. So I take a shower, and normally I'm playing some kind of music. I'm not really a person that has a specific genre that gets me going. I'm just a music person, and like whatever gets me going. So typically take a shower, obviously talk to the wife, talk to my daughter, and then after that, phone on D&D. I don't really text anymore. Then I turn on my music and I kind of get locked in.
Yeah, you don't want to do those halftime tweets.
Yeah.
I have to ask this. Maybe this is a ridiculous question, but like, I'm always just so curious. What went into your jersey number selection?
So originally I was number 5, always been number 5, and as you know, Danae Fritz is number 5, and um, it was a little bit of thought process into this number. So when I got asked what number I wanted to be, I chose number 0 because in my mind I said to myself, "There's nobody like me,"
I like
so I
that.
chose 0.
There we go. I like that a lot. No, it's always so interesting to hear like why you pick the number, and like often like you're saying, you go to a new team, that number's taken. Now you gotta, and it's fun too. It's kind of like a new hairstyle. You get to try something
Absolutely.
new, see
And
how it
like I
fits.
said, I wanted to come into this program with a whole new level of confidence, and that was just a start. So
I love that. Well, talk to me about your dreams. Obviously, we're a WNBA podcast, WNBA centric. I've been, talking to people in the WNBA sphere, and the people who know ball better than me keep pointing you out, keep talking to me about you. So I'm curious for you, like, what are your dreams for your career? And I know this is a little corny, but I have to do it. If there was a WNBA GM listening, any message you want to give them about who you are as a player and why they should take you?
my goals right now, obviously, if I could get to the W and stick there, that would be ideal. But for me, it's just whatever is going to give me the stability and the life that I could provide for my family and my kid. I had a rough upbringing, and I just want to be a whole different parent and give her a whole different experience than I had. And something I would tell the GM, make them to bring me to their team. I'm a leader by example. I'm pretty much one of those players that, like, once you tell me something one time, you don't have to say it again. Like, I have high standards for myself, and I don't really, if I feel like I'm being subpar, I'm going to go out and make sure I'm doing what I need to do to make sure, excel or whatever. And whether that's meet with coaches, whether that's watch film, whether that's, have meetings or have a lunch, whether there's a disconnect, whatever that may be, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to make sure that I can provide whatever is needed for the team.
That's that moldability WNBA coaches love to see. All right, to close out, I got a few rapid fire questions for you. Appreciate all your time. So try and answer as quickly as you can. But if you need a second, these
Okay.
are really tough questions. All right.
Okay.
Would you rather win with a buzzer beater or win by blocking a buzzer beater?
Blocking a buzzer beater.
Right. It's just, yeah. I'm happy you took that one. All right. Would you rather win at home or on the road?
Absolutely on the road, home court advantage, the crowd. So
Ball in your hand, game on the line, you're down 2. Do you pull up 3 or do you attack the rim?
I'm attacking the rim. Hopefully I get a foul and get an and one.
End it at the line. There we go. Who is your favorite WNBA player?
Ooh, Asia Wilson.
Okay, there we
I'm gonna
go.
have to say that because it's who? Why wouldn't you say Asia Wilson? She's been goated since she.
It is insane. Her ability to just put a team on her back and
Absolutely.
talk about inspiring. Okay, so in my research in you, I learned that you like to cook. So I need to know, if you had to cook one dish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Obviously, it's going to be a dish from the deep south because I'm a South baby. Um, Probably something with cabbage, cornbread, mac and cheese, pot roast, catfish, something wrong, cornbread, something along those lines. Grandma's home cooked meals, something like that. What I grew up on, what I learned to cook first. So yeah,
I love that. And my last question is, have you cooked anything for Coach yet?
not yet, but they have been asking me since I got here for me to make them some gumbo, some seafood gumbo. So I have to deliver that before the season is over.
There we go.
Hopefully
Well,
that
I love it. Thank you so much for your time. Wishing you all the best. So excited to
Thank
see
you.
what
It
you're
was a
going to do the
pleasure.
rest of the season. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. To close this episode out, I just want to say thank you for listening and supporting independent WNBA coverage. Winsidr has been doing this for a long time, and it only works because of this community. Thank you.